Clara sat at the kitchen table, her fingers tracing the worn grain of the wood, a map of their life together. 25 years of coffee stains, laughter, and quiet mornings. The house was too still now, the kind of silence that screamed. 3 months ago, Tom had walked out. No note, no argument, no warning, just the soft click of the front door and the echo of his absence. They'd met in their early 20s, Clara a librarian with a love for poetry, Tom a carpenter with calloused hands and a crooked smile. Their love had been steady, not the stuff of novels, but real, built on shared glances over morning oatmeal and late-night talks about dreams they'd tucked away. 2 kids, a mortgage, and countless small moments had woven them together. Or so she thought. That morning, Clara had woken to an empty bed. Tom's side was cold, his boots gone from the hall. His toolbox, his jacket, his old pickup truck, all vanished. She'd called his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. She'd checked with his brother, his friends, the local bar he'd sometimes visit. Nothing. By evening, panic gave way to a hollow ache. He wasn't hurt or lost. He'd chosen to leave. The first weeks were a blur of raw emotion. Clara cried until her eyes burned, her tears soaking the pillow that still smelled faintly of his aftershave. She raged, hurling questions at the walls. Asterisk why? Was I not enough? Was there someone else? Asterisk, she scoured their life for clues, replaying their last days together. He'd been quieter, maybe, but Tom was never a talker. Had she missed something? The kids, now grown and living their own lives, called daily, their voices tight with worry. "Mom, you're strong," they said. But Clara didn't feel strong. She felt like a house with its foundation ripped out. The town whispered. At the grocery store, neighbors offered pitying smiles or avoided her eyes altogether. Clara hated it, the way they looked at her like she was broken. She stopped going to book club, couldn't bear the K's. Questions. She'd sit in the living room, staring at the recliner where Tom used to read his fishing magazines, and wonder if she'd ever really known him. Grief was a strange beast. Some days, it pinned her to the bed, heavy and unyielding. Others, it was a restless energy, pushing her to clean out closets or scrub the kitchen until her hands were raw. One night, she found a box of old photos in the attic, Tom laughing at their daughter's 5th birthday, Tom asleep on the couch with their son curled against him. She wanted to burn them. Instead, she cried, clutching them to her chest, mourning the man she thought she'd grow old with. But slowly, almost without her noticing, Clara began to shift. She started small, planting herbs in the backyard, something Tom had always dismissed as a waste of time. She joined a pottery class, her hands learning to shape clay into uneven bowls that felt like victories. She laughed one evening when a friend dragged her to a local diner, the sound surprising her. It was the first time in months she'd felt like herself, not just Tom's wife. The kids noticed the change. Her daughter, Mia, visited one weekend and said, "Mom, you're different. Lighter." Clara didn't have the words to explain it, but she felt it too. The pain hadn't vanished. It still crept in at night, when the house was too quiet, but it no longer owned her. She was learning to live with it, like a scar that ached in the rain. One day, sorting through old mail, Clara found a postcard Tom had sent her years ago from a fishing trip. "Miss you. Home soon," he'd written. She stared at it, waiting for the familiar stab of